stage we got the wonderful Nick Pelton.
Hey.
Yeah!
Alright, thank you, Sam. My name's Nick Pelton. I'm the guy they send in when everyone's laughing a little too hard. A little bit of a cooler. But today, I wanted to talk about a Santa Fe legend that maybe not all of you knew about, that I was very sad to find out passed away in the last couple days. His name was Classic Johnny, or at least that's what I called him because I never found out his last name. But he was the owner of Johnny's Classic Barber. For over 9 years, he was my barber. And so a barber and a man have a very special relationship. Ladies, I don't know if you know this, but sometimes it gets really, really special. I can talk to Johnny about anything, man. Things I couldn't talk to anybody else about. Things I couldn't talk to my doctor about. And my bowel obstruction. And my allergy to penicillin. I can tell Johnny anything. And so like I said, I first met him over 9 years ago. It was 2 weeks before I was going to get married. Back when I thought that kind of thing was a good idea. And I walk into his shop, and the first thing that hits me is the cologne. Oh, somehow a whole casino's worth of cologne is emanating from one small man. And the second thing I noticed is the photos all around the shop of all the guys with the haircuts. And they all have the same haircut. It's the same haircut as Johnny Bravo, and it's that giant pompadour haircut. If you can't picture it, it's kind of like... Ready for this side? And comb it like this, like every 5... Comb it like that every 5 minutes. I didn't know what I was walking into. And this guy sits me down, puts my little napkin over or whatever, and he had such a strange way of working. You could immediately tell that he had no plan whatsoever. He just kind of goes, like a bird eating at a bunch of seeds or something. He'd go over here, take a look at it, make a snip, take another look. He'd leave for a minute, go around the outside of the building, peek in through the window. Yeah. Give another step. And he started using his famous Classic Johnny catchphrases at this point, like, uh-oh. I can cover this up. And also my personal favorite. So your fiance, she's not taller than you. She... good, we're fine. But so we finished up. I put my glasses on, he turned me around and looked in the mirror, and damn if it wasn't the best fucking haircut I've ever had in my entire life. And I grew to realize that his awkwardness was his power. The more awkward he was, the more angrier he was at his ex-wife, the better off my haircut was going to be. So just to give you an idea of who this guy really is, I wanted to just take a minute to relay a Classic Johnny adventure, exactly as told to me while I was getting a haircut. It may not be funny, but it's true. So this bad night starts off, for most bad nights in Santa Fe start off, the boxcar. And Johnny was there, Johnny was wasted. First couple Johnny runs into, the woman says, "Hey, would you like to have sex with me in front of my husband?" Johnny says, "That's a good idea." So he took the woman's number. Then he went to the bar and got a drink and panicked and said, "I'm not up to this." So he ran away. This comes into play later in the story. He went to another couple, and Johnny was wasted. So he starts flirting with the man's wife in front of the man. This man had a different attitude than the previous man. So he was getting angrier and angrier until he finally stands up, probably a full foot taller than Johnny, and pushes him. And Johnny says, "What's the big deal?" That was the wrong thing for Johnny to say. So man starts coming after Johnny. Johnny runs out of the bar. He literally runs home, closes his door, sits down. Man has followed him home, starts banging on Johnny's door. "Get the fuck out of here!" So Johnny thinks quickly. "I know what will help this drunken situation. A gun." So he runs into his closet. Johnny got his gun, as he said. And he brings it out. And he says, "Listen up, motherfucker. You better get out of here, because I got..." And he accidentally fires it. So at this point, the man realizes Johnny is in fact insane, so he takes off. And Johnny's trying to kind of get his bearings, you know, his like, ears are ringing. And he looks, and he sees that his wall has a fine red mist all over it.
Oh, no.
So Johnny thinks to himself, uh-oh, I think something happened. So he's looking around, he's trying to figure out what it might be. Jesus Christ, come on. Uh-oh. He shut off his ring finger. So he calls 911, the paramedics come. The paramedics are laughing the whole time. They're like, trust me, dude, of all the things that guys usually shoot off, you're fine. You're doing great. So he goes to the hospital, he gets patched up, fingers obliterated, but other than that, he's fine. And so there he is at the hospital, it's 2 a.m. He doesn't know how to get home. Nobody he knows would be awake at that time. So he's thinking to himself, wait a minute, what about that cuckolding wife? She's probably up cuckolding right now. So he calls up Mrs. Cuckold, I'm not going to use her real name. And she's, yeah, sure, I'll pick you up. My husband loves it when I prioritize his needs in front of him. And so she goes and picks up Johnny, drives Johnny home. Johnny has this genius idea of inviting her in. But he didn't have any time to clean it up. His apartment's full of blood, and bits of bone and finger and stuff. Luckily for Johnny, this was the woman's fetish. And so, long story short, it was the beginning of a beautiful relationship for Plastic. And so anyway, he told me this story, wonderful story. He showed me the fingers to prove it. And I got in my car, and I looked at myself in my rearview mirror, and I thought to myself, God damn, he's even better with 9 fingers than he was with 10.